with algebra. We're going to have a look at those. Really, if you have a good understanding of fractions, this should not be too hard because we're going to pull exactly on your prior knowledge, on everything that you've done before, which is really good. With normal fractions, when you add them, they need to be the same common denominator because it needs to be the same amount. These pieces need to be the same amount. Okay, so you've got 2/13ths. So that needs to be 2/13ths of pizza plus 7/13ths. I've got 9/13ths. So when you're adding them, you just add the numerators. When you're subtracting, as long as the denominator is the same, you just take away the value of the numerators. Because remember, the top shows you how many pieces you have, and the bottom shows you how many pieces make up a whole. So with algebraic expressions, if you've got the same denominator, you can just add the numerator. So I'll give you one here. So if I've got, I don't know, 5x plus 6x, and let's just say this is on 10. And this is a plus. That's going to be 11x on 10. So I have 4x plus 2x on 10. These are the same denominators. It's going to be 6x on 10. This one's correct. This one I can simplify. 3x on 2. 5 goes both into 6 and 10. Whoops, on 5. Sorry. So it should be 3x on 5. So notice you can simplify that. 2 goes in both of these. 6 divided by 2, 3. 10 divided by 2, 5. So we can do that. When we're talking about subtraction, again, they need to be the same denominator. And then you just take away the top ones. If you can simplify, simplify. That's pretty much it. When they're not the same denominator, when they're different. So we've got, let's do one. Let's go with like a quarter. We've got a quarter plus, let's go with 5/6. I can't add these because they're not quite the same size. It's not like 6 quarters and it's not 6/6. So we've got to change the shape of these, basically. We've got to find the lowest common denominator. Lowest common denominator between these will be 12. Because 4 times 3 will give me 12. 6 times 2 will give me 12. So I'm going to make equivalent fractions of this one, which will make it 3/12. And I'm going to make equivalent fractions of this one. I've got to multiply this by 2, which would then give me 10/12. Now I can add these together. 13/12. Exactly the same thing will happen if it was just algebra. So I had A, just 1A on 4, plus I had 5 A's on 6. I realized the lowest common denominator would be 12 times this by 3 times this by 3. The lowest common denominator would be 12, so that needs to be times by 2. Needs to be times by 2. That's going to give me 3A on 12 plus 5A on 12. 3A plus 5A, 8A on 12. Oops, that should be 10. I did bad. 5 times 2, Mr. Rainbow, times A would give me 10A. Sorry, I didn't do that right. This would be 10. That would be 5 there because it's times 2. 10A. 10A. 10. There we go. That's better. That's 13A on 12. I can't simplify that either. You're always looking at, when you do answer it, see if you can simplify it. I haven't been on my game today. I can definitely tell you that. So that's where we sort of go. I will show you something that's probably a little bit beyond where we're at in here. Like, sometimes when we're adding, if you can't add the numerators as well. So for example, if I have, 4A on 5 plus 2A on 5 plus 3B on 5. This is really like everything goes on 5, right? So I can say, well, it's 4A plus 2A plus 3B because they're all fifths. So I can just write it like that. Now I can collect like terms. 4A, whoops, that'll make it 6A, I should say. 6A plus 3B on 5. Now don't forget, if you've got like 4A squared plus 2A plus 3A squared, just say that's all on, say, 6. I can only add the A squares. So it's the same rules that apply when we're adding or subtracting, okay? We can't, you've got to still follow the same things, and that's why we're going through the path of this learning. If you have an equation, 3 on A plus 3B on 2. These aren't the same denominators, but if I want to add them together, it gets a bit tricky. Well, I need them to be the same. This one's missing 2, this one's missing A. So I'm going to multiply this fraction by A, multiply this fraction by 2. It's going to give me 6 on 2A plus 3AB on 2A. Notice now they've got the same denominator, so this is going to be 6 plus 3AB. I can't combine those on 2A. So what you can do, if you can never find the common denominator, just say you've got something like this, you can just take this denominator and multiply it by both of these, and take this denominator and multiply both of those, and then you're going to have the same denominator. So I'll show you what I mean. A times D would give me BD, right? B times D. If I times this by B, that is going to give me BD as well. It's going to give me AD, and they're going to be both on BD. Now I can add them together. It's going to be AB plus CB on BD. So really, that's short. If you can never find the lowest common denominator, just take this denominator, multiply it by the numerator and denominator of the other one. Take this one, multiply it by the numerator in that one. That's pretty much it for these ones. Remember, numerator is the top, denominator is the bottom. And we can go through there. We always look for the lowest common denominator for those, and it should be pretty good. When you're doing multiplication and division, that is slightly different. That's a lot easier than addition and subtraction. Because all you need to do is multiply the numerators and denominators together. That's going to be 3A on 8. That's going to be 3A on 8A. Now notice when you get to this, I can simplify and cancel this down. The A's actually cancel each other out, which gives me 3/8. Can I simplify that anymore? No. So just be a bit wary of those. When you're dividing, I'm just going to quickly go through this one. You can swap this fraction, make that a multiplication, and invert this one. So that's going to transfer 2 A on 2, make it a multiplication, 4 on 3. That's going to be 4A on 6. I can cancel that down. That's going to make it 2, 3. That's going to equal 2/3 of A, or 2A on 3. Similarly, this would be a good one. A on 2 divided by 3 on 4A. I can swap this over, as you'd hopefully recall from when we did fractions. And now that's going to make it 4A squared on 6, which can cancel down to 2A squared on 3. So you can see those rules of algebra coming in. You could have also taken at this step, you could have realized that the 4 and the 2 will cancel out. You can cross cancel that to 2 and 1, which makes it easier. And then it's already cancelled, which is 2A squared on 3. Similarly, over here, I could have cross cancelled, the 4 and the 2 as well, made that a 1 and made that a 2. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave it there. If you feel happy with it all, feel free to start, working on those questions.